Hi, I'm John Mayer. Come along while I show you how a song is written.
음악은 우리의 사랑을 응원해주기도 하고 이별의 아픔을 어루만져 주기도 합니다. 넘어져 있는 우리에게 다시 일어설 힘이 되어주고 또 나아갈 방향을 제시해주기도 하죠. 젊은 거장, 그래미 7관왕, 그리고 굿이브닝을 가장 찰지게 하는 남자. 그에게 따라붙는 여러 수식어들만큼이나 화려한 기타 연주와 작곡 능력으로 많은 사랑을 받아왔는데요. 오늘은 그에 가려진 그의 가사들에 좀 더 집중해 볼까 합니다.
I get all of my articulation from my mom, probably hundreds of times at the dinner table, trying to come up with the right word. My mother would tell me the definition and then get so uneasy that she hadn't given me the correct definition that she'd get up from there table.
기타보다 작사 능력을 먼저 길러오던 존은 2002년 드디어 그의 첫 정규 앨범 Room for Scares와 함께 세상의 모습을 드러냈습니다.
John Mayer, he's amazing. His lyrics are incredible. Like when he sings, you just feel like he's like talking directly to you.
John Mayer's music has gotten me through some hard times.
I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs.
No such thing. You say, welcome to the real world, she said to me. What is the real world you're talking about there?
The graduation speeches would always say, as we go into the real world, and then as I went to visit my friends at college when I wasn't in college, it was like, how real is this? This is an 8-foot by 8-foot white painted brick room. Your parents are paying for it. You have their credit card for emergencies. I mean, if that's the graduation speech for high school, what's the graduation speech for college? All right, I was lying. Kind of fooled you there, kind of pulled one over on you.
Well, you say, I just found out there's no such thing as the real world, just a lie you've got to rise above.
Yeah, I was a little angry that day.
떡잎부터 남달랐던 기타 실력과 풋풋하고 솔직한 가사들은 발매와 동시에 엄청난 인기를 끌어내며 유명세를 타기 시작하는데요.
John has entered our domain. Welcome to New York City. He lives here now.
I just want to say
1집의 성공 이후 뉴욕으로 거처를 옮긴 존은 이듬해 2003년 2집 Heavier Things를 발매합니다.
Girl a lot, but she couldn't trust men, and if you trace it back as to why, the first man in her life she couldn't trust. And I'm really singing to a girl. I'm singing fathers be good to your daughters because I can't love this girl. And I think a lot of guys have had that situation, and if I meet one more beautiful woman with daddy issues, I swear to God, I'm just gonna go insane. And it happens in daughters.
어린 시절 겪었던 사랑의 아픔을 담은 이 곡은 많은 이들에게 공감과 위로를 건네며 그의 그래미를 수상하기도 합니다.
And the Grammy goes to John Mayer.
So much. I'm really proud to be a musician, and I want to thank my family, my mom and dad, Carl and Ben, and dedicate this to my grandmother who had an awesome daughter named my mom. Thank you very, very much.
1집과 2집 그리고 트리오 활동을 거치며 존의 블루스 색채가 가장 잘 드러난 3집 컨티뉴엄이 세상의 모습을 드러냅니다. 그중 첫 싱글로 나온 Waiting on the World to Change는 전쟁 등으로 혼란스러운 세상에 대한 감정을 표현한 곡으로서 2007년 그래미를 수상하기도 합니다.
Constantly keeping a score of what's going on, what we like and what we don't like. We're living in a day where I think it's for sure that our president has said, I got to take the wheel for a minute. Whether or not you agree that he should or shouldn't, there's this sense that, well, hands off the wheel, everybody. There's somebody driving the wheel, you know. And the question is, should that be right? Is that right or wrong? I don't know. So what that does for me is I have all this kind of internal energy and wanting to make things happen. But instead, I'm sitting on my hands and I'm watching TV and I know what's right and I know what's wrong. I just get the feeling that if...
So were you doing that when you wrote that song? Did you write the song all at once, or...?
I wrote the song in one night.
One night?
In one night.
Waiting on the world to change.
There's a song...
If we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. No more ribbons on the door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. When they're on the information, they can let it all they want. It's for the waiting on the world to change.
3집은 존의 예상보다도 훨씬 큰 성공을 거두었던 앨범인데요. 명성과 함께 커져버린 부담감을 안고 4집 Better Studies가 발매됩니다. 이 앨범의 첫 싱글인 Who Says는 3집 이후 스스로를 채찍질하던 존이 누가 뭐라든 뭐 어때 하고 노래하며 한층 성장하게 되는 나름 의미 있는 곡인데요.
Who Says was written very quickly, and it's from a different lobe of the brain than the rest of battle studies, except it's really important for me. You know, people go, well, who says you can't anyway? And it's like, well, me. You know, after a while in my shoes, you start to begin to take the whip and start hitting yourself with it, going like, well, let me make this easier on you, and I'll just start whipping myself. It was me pushing back, put it that way. It was me pushing back in a way that I really had to, for myself. Push back and went, what's the big deal, everybody? And the entire song would be a joke if I hadn't sung It's Been a Long Time Since 22. And when I sang It's Been a Long Time Since 22, the whole song made sense, and I sort of got choked up because it has been a long time since 22, and I do mean to be the same person I've always tried to be.
사랑과 이별을 주요 테마로 한 4집은 이외에도 여러 명곡들을 남기며 성공적인 행보를 이어가게 됩니다. 하지만 연이은 성공들로 연예인병이 심하게 와버렸던 존은 잡지 인터뷰에서 논란이 될 말실수를 하였고 설상가상 목 건강이 안 좋아져 스스로를 돌아보며 재정비하기 위해 몬타나 주로 향합니다.
Goodbye cold, goodbye rain.
아마 존의 작사 능력이 정점을 찍었던 앨범이 아닐까 싶은데요. 4집과 5집 사이에 여러 사건, 사고, 건강 문제, 부모님의 이혼 등을 겪으며 느낀 감정을 담담하고 솔직하게 풀어낸 앨범입니다. 앨범과 동일한 제목을 가진 이 곡은 부모님 이혼의 상처를 이겨내고 나아가는 가사를 담고 있는데요.
What song that you've written speaks most to your heart when you sing it? Born and raised. There's a certain person who's had the same kind of life experience that I may have, and we are just on a thing. And there's this closed-eyed, but they do not have each other. And I know how they feel, because when you do the Springsteen thing in the crowd, it's for real. So
또한 앨범 마지막 트랙인 Born and Raised라는 동일한 제목의 곡을 통해 그간 겪은 고난과 시련을 이겨내고 결국 행복에 이르렀음을 노래하며 앨범을 매듭짓습니다. 비록 힘든 시기였지만 존에겐 잊지 못할 사랑도 찾아옵니다. 성대 문제로 목소리를 내지 못하고 쉬고 있을 당시 케이티 페리가 그를 곁에서 도우며 둘의 사랑은 점점 깊어져 갔습니다.
t-shirt, jeans. That's when it really hits. And so I'm going to dedicate this to everyone in the room, and everyone in the room that everyone in the room, or everyone that everyone in the room knows that might feel the same way. And so this is a new song that's called A Face to Call Home.
And a face to call home.
안락하고 편안하며 평생을 함께하고 싶다 노래하는 A Face to Call Home 이란 곡을 케이티 페리에게 헌정하기도 하죠. 6집에선 Who You Love이란 곡에 케이티가 피처링으로 참여하기도 합니다. 함께 뮤비에 출연한 둘의 모습에 많은 이들이 행복의 결실을 이룰 것이라 기대했는데요.
Well, I wouldn't have brought her a song if I didn't think it was going to be great. She wouldn't have said that she would do it if she didn't think it was going to be great. So it was a completely artistic transaction. And I think the power of the song, it being a little too cute. I certainly didn't say, and this is where directionality of an idea really comes in to play. That song would have been completely different if I'd sat there and said, hey, let's do a duet. Yeah. Would I ever have written Who You Love? No, it would have been something completely different. And so.
하지만 2015년 둘은 여러 만남과 헤어짐 끝에 결국 서로의 길을 걸어가게 되었고 슬픔을 꾹꾹 눌러 담은 7번째 앨범 The Search for Everything이 탄생하게 됩니다. 이별 직후의 미련을 표현한 첫 번째 트랙 Still Feel Like Your Man을 시작으로 이별한 연인의 결혼을 지켜보는 마지막 트랙 You're Gonna Be Forever In Me로 전개되며 이별의 아픔과 슬픔이 잘 묻어나는 앨범인데요.
I was in my therapist's office and I said, I still feel like her man. And I went, oh no, here we go. And I got in the car. I wrote down, I still feel like your man. And I looked at that title and I went, if we play our cards right, that is a major song. I had felt like, and I immediately Googled the title, I Still Feel Like Your Man. Because I thought, someone must have had this idea. Whenever I have a good idea, I'm not even excited about it. I get immediately frightened that someone else has already had that good idea. That's the saddest line I've ever written. I literally cried when I wrote, I still keep your shampoo in my shower in case you want to wash your hair. That's the saddest lyric I've ever written in my life. Think of how much desperation is in that line. She's not coming to wash her hair at your house. It's over. But the idea of keeping the torch lit where you say, well, I'm keeping it there.
이외에도 이별 이후 찾아오는 감정의 파도를 표현한 Emoji of a Wave, 이별을 극복하고 나아가려는 Moving On and Getting Over, 떠난 후에야 느끼는 소중함을 그린 Never on the Day You Leave 등의 곡들을 거쳐 80년대 감성을 존의 스타일로 녹여낸 8집 Subrock이 발매됩니다.
Welcome to Subrock.
마지막으로 소개드릴 곡은 이별 이후 감정이 다 정리되었을 무렵 문득 찾아오는 생각에 관한 곡인데요. 담담하게 읊조리는 슬픈 가사말들이 당시 사랑의 깊이를 보여주는 듯합니다.
This is a song called Shouldn't Matter, But It Does, and it is about growing up, maturing, putting things behind you, but every once in a while taking it out and playing with the thought of why didn't that work out? And when you're older, you just sort of go, well, it's fine. And in some ways, saying it's fine is a little sadder than pounding your chest and crying, is that you're able to stand in line in the supermarket and stare at the Tic Tacs and go, God, why did that, it couldn't have been. And that's exactly the emotion I wanted to capture in this song you're about to hear. It's called Shouldn't Matter, But It Does. Check it out.
음악을 감상하는 방법엔 여러 가지가 있습니다. 멜로디에 귀를 기울이거나 감동적인 가사를 읊조리며 들을 수도 있죠. 때로는 그저 좋아하는 가수의 음악을 듣는 것만으로도 특별한 즐거움을 느낄 수 있습니다. 존 메이어의 가사들을 사랑해온 오랜 팬으로서 그의 음악이 가진 힘은 가사 속 그의 이야기들에 있다고 생각합니다. 사랑, 이별, 고난과 시련 등 그의 삶 속 여정에 동행하며 음악을 감상하다 보면 어느새 삶의 고스란히 스며들어 내 이야기가 되어 있곤 하는데요. 제 채널을 통해 여러분이 존 메이어의 음악에 좀 더 가까워지고 그 매력을 알아가실 수 있는 기회가 되길 바라며 영상 마치도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Good night, everybody.